Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ray. I am glad that you are here. Today I'm finally doing my video for 34 things I learned at 34 because yes, I am 34 years old. If the camera moves, if you guys hear something extra, I have Honey here down with me. Honey is our Cane Corso. She is a puppy. She's adorable. She's still in training. But she's sitting down here beside me. I actually just got a DoorDash order. And you guys might, say, no, you're making a mistake. Don't do it. But just as a side note, unrelated to the topic of the video, I have been natural for about a year now. And this is my second time trying to grow my hair out naturally. As in, no chemicals, no texturizers, that sort of thing. And although I love my natural hair, like I love how it looks when it's moistened, it's just very difficult to handle. And for somebody that has a busier-ish lifestyle, like I don't consider my lifestyle that busy, but it's busy enough to the fact where I don't have time to spend like 4 hours on my hair. I just don't. Or even like 2 hours on my hair every day. I just don't have the time. So, hey mama, you want to come up here? You want to come up on the couch? Huh? I don't know. She might want to come sit up on it. Want to come up on the couch? Want to come say hi? She's been getting big. She's been getting big. Say, I've been getting big. Look. I think, oh, she's got the hiccups. Aw. You lay on the couch with me. So anyway, so I did DoorDash myself a relaxer. Yeah. I'm going back to the cream. But I have used this relaxer in the past. You had the hiccups, mama. I did get this relaxer in the past and I do like it, even though it is kind of drying. I have heard that the relaxer Affirm is much better. So I will try that after I do this one. This one was just what was available to be delivered today, and I just wanted today to do it. I just instant gratification type thing. So yeah, that's what woke her up from her nap. And I also got one of these brushes because I didn't have one. So now I do to do my hair. Oh, hi. Look at her. Look at her. How cute. Anyway, so I wrote down my 34 things that I learned at 34 down in my handy dandy notebook here. And I'm going to be just reading them out to you, I guess. I don't know, this seems a little boring. I feel like I should be doing something else. I feel like I should be doing something else. Hey, maybe we'll just make her part of it. She's so cute and shy. Maybe we'll just make her a part of it. Right, honey? No? Honey said no. Honey wants to play with the plastic on this, of course. Hey, honey. Not the side eye. She was taking a nap again before DoorDash came, so she probably is still sleepy. She just is distracted by me right now. So anyway, just so I don't make this a long video, I'm gonna try to maybe give some details as to why I chose these types of lessons or worded it this way or something like that. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to go into like deep detail on each of these because that will make this video last forever, and we're not doing that. We're not doing that. So one, I swear to gosh, I feel like I should be doing something else. All right, so 34 things I learned at 34. A picture just fell out of my little notebook here, and oh, two. I have two pictures in here. This one you can't really see. I took this picture with my Instax camera, and it was dark outside. We had the little fire lit. We were doing a little bonfire moment, and so I kept it because you can kind of see the little fire down there, but not really. Anyway, this is a picture. We were I think we were traveling somewhere and in a hotel, and we sat down to eat, all of us. And this picture I keep because my mother usually keeps all of the albums, the photos, etc. But I took this photo from the album because this photo means a lot to me personally. And it's the Capricorn in me, maybe. Please don't be chewing on the couch, Mama. It's the Capricorn in me, really, that maybe is so easily influenced dramatically by what I consider traumatic, but isn't really traumatic to like most people. But in this picture, as you can see, I'm gonna try to bring it a little closer. As you can see, that's me right there in the little red dress. That is my older brother right there. This is maybe a family friend. Who are you barking at, Mama? Who are you barking at, Mama? This is a family friend, and then this is also another family friend's kids. I mean, these two are family friend kids. So, what are you barking at? Mama. Honey. I think she's barking at the cat in the other room eating her food. But anyway, so this is when we were in the hotel room, and I remember this moment vividly because I was so afraid in this moment. And I remember the fear that I had. And let me explain it to you so that you guys can kind of get my mindset, and again why I kept this picture. This is so off topic, by the way. This is incredibly off topic. Just know I'm gonna go on some tangents. But anyway, so in this photo, as you can see, there was a spill. I don't know if you can see the spill is back here. So right there where you see that dark, I spilt whatever I was drinking at the time. I spilt it on the floor. And I remember the moment that my dad and them decided to take this picture, I almost was frozen in fear because it was at that exact moment that I had spilt my drink and nobody had really noticed at the time. And I was so terrified. I was so afraid of them finding out that I spilt my drink on the carpet, on this hotel carpet floor. Like, I was just like, oh no. And now they're taking a picture. So literally, this is my my fear encapsulated right here. Terrified Rachel that she was gonna get caught with her spill. And honestly, when I look at this picture, it reminds myself to not be so afraid of things, or to realize, I think it's a moment for me to be like, hey, just because you're afraid of something and you think something is super terrifying in that moment doesn't mean that you need to let the fear consume you. It doesn't mean that that fear is valid, because literally this fear was not valid. It was not like I was gonna get beaten to death. It was not like my parents had a sort of, you know, my parents were not abusive, so it's not like I was like, oh no, I'm gonna get beaten. None of that. I was just terrified that I had made a mistake, that I had messed up. Like, as a kid, I was so in tune with making sure I did not mess up, like being perfect. It was insane. And this encapsulates that and reminds me that it's okay if you make a spill. It's okay. Hey baby, it's okay to mess up. It's okay. Like, it's not that serious. At the end of the day, that's what this picture reminds me, that it's not that serious. And so I keep it in my little journal sometimes, and I look at it and I literally remember, I'm instantly transported to that fear. And I'm like, looking at it, it's so fun. It's just kids eating. And I was literally terrified out of my mind. Traumatized out of my mind. I couldn't enjoy the food because I was too worried about them finding out about the spill. Like, it was insane. It was wild and it was crazy. She's teething, so literally everything is chewable for her. And she doesn't really bite down hard. She just kind of just like rests her teeth on there. So it's okay. She has like a billion chew toys at this point, but fingers and hands and robes are things that she loves to chew on. So yeah, she's cute though. It's okay. All right, let's hop into it. So the first thing I would say I learned, first lesson I learned, and there's 34 because again I'm 34 years old. So the first lesson I learned at 34 is it's not my job to teach lessons. I know this video kind of counteracts that, but this video I'm not trying to teach anybody a lesson. I'm just trying to share what I've learned, the lessons that I've learned, and hopefully you guys, can learn from my mistakes. Is this teaching? As a Capricorn, it's in my nature to be kind of a teacher, and trust me, it's not in a condescending way, because some people in the past have taken my good intended, advice and kind of turned around and been like, hey, you think you're an angel, you think you're so good, you think you're all of that, and I really don't. I really don't think I'm much of anything, honestly. I'm just a being here, I'm just lucky. I'm grateful. That's what I am. But what I do learn, I do try to help. I do try to share. And it's hard for me. And I think after I've delved into my signs, what my planets are ruled by, what star I was born under, I think it all comes together to kind of insinuate that I am here to be somewhat of a example. I'm here to help people. I feel like honestly we're all here to help people. That's the whole purpose of life, and that'll probably fall into one of my lessons I've learned in the future. So let me not keep talking about this. Let me go to lesson 2. Peace is priceless. Peace is priceless. There's nothing worth your peace. No relationship, no job, nothing is worth more than your peace. I have sacrificed a lot of things for the sake of what I thought I wanted. So let's say I thought I wanted a very fancy car. Turns out, no, that very fancy car led to problems, led to higher bill pays, led to more stress. And so at the end of the day, it wasn't something that I was willing to trade my peace for. Like everything that I thought I needed, that I thought I wanted, at the end of the day, I realized at this ripe old age of 34, I actually really just want peace. And I think honestly that's what all of us should strive for in life, because on the daily, I'm sorry that you guys are hearing all these noises. She is again, she is teething. I'm actually gonna let her keep chewing on this because it can't hurt her. She's teething, so everything is chewable. And she wants to be, as you can see, her rump is literally right up on my hip. Like, she wants to be right up on you all the time. So we're just gonna have to bear with me with it, okay? You're just gonna have to bear with me. So yes, protect your peace at all costs. Nothing is worth your peace. If somebody is in your life and you realize that your life, because of them being in it, isn't peaceful, get rid of them. If there's anything in your life that's causing you to not have peace, you need to get rid of it. Because I guarantee you, the moment you get rid of it and you taste, smell, feel how it is to feel at peace, you don't ever want to go back to that chaos. You don't ever want to go back. Lesson 3, save for a rainy day. Save for a rainy day. This is a lesson that I learned at a very young age, thanks to my parents' very good job at teaching me how to budget, teaching me the value of money, and teaching me how to spread money, teaching me how to make money. I've learned that saving is something that is much better than having a lot. So to explain that, you could be making $300 a day, right? If you're making $300 a day, but you spend $300 a day, it's not helpful. Like you're not really advancing. You could make $50 a day and be saving $25 a day and have more in your savings than that person that makes $300 a day. And at the end of the day, you'll have more in your savings from saving than you will have from just by making more than somebody else. So I've had a lot of variety of different jobs in my life. I've had a variety range of pay. So when I first started working, I started working at $7.25 an hour, and I moved up from then, right? I've noticed that despite the amount that I make, I only am abundant, or I only feel abundant when I've saved. So when I was making, let's say at one point I was making $18 an hour versus the $7 an hour. With that $18 an hour, I wasn't saving as much as I was saving when I was making $7 an hour. Because in my mind, that $7 an hour was not enough, so I needed to save a whole bunch of it, right? But with this $18 an hour, I'm like, oh, I'm making a lot. I don't need to save as much. But that's where we go wrong, because with that $18, you still need to save as much. Even though you're making more, you're also spending. So I've learned the ebb and flow of save. So no matter how much I make, I'm always saving the same amount, so that whatever is in my saving, whatever is in my nest egg, whatever I need to turn to when and not if, because when you're on a wave, life comes in waves. When you're up here, you're not thinking about all of a sudden my car breaks down and it's all of a sudden I need to get a whole new car because to restore it's going to cost $5,000, right? We're not thinking about that when we're here, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're spending money, we're getting money next week, right? Remember to save for a rainy day, because you just never know. And it's always so much more of a peace of mind. Again, here's that peace of mind that comes into play. There's always so much more of a peace of mind when you have something saved just in case, versus when you don't know what could happen, and if something does happen, all of a sudden you're in a huge hole. It's a hole you gotta work to climb yourself out of. It's much easier to save. Trust me, save. 4, oh my gosh, I'm taking too long on these because I'm at 14 minutes already, and yeah, I'm taking too long. Let's keep going. Being a good person makes a good life. At the end of the day, just be a good person. Just be a good person. If your life is sucky, if you feel like, oh my gosh, my life sucks, I hate my life, just be a good person. When you're out, when you're interacting with people, don't let the negativity of your life burn and turn into hatred and malice and bitterness. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to let life turn you into a bitter B word. Don't let it. Don't let it, okay? Because there's enough of that energy that's forcefully being produced in order to create chaos We need us to counteract. Don't be bitter. Moving on, because I could go on for like hours on each of these, but I refuse because this video would be extremely long. 5, giving is much more rewarding than receiving. If you've met me, you know, if you've met me for 5 minutes, you could probably already tell I'm a giver. I'm a giver. I love to give, okay? It's a detriment because sometimes, a lot of the time, I give to maybe the wrong people or people who don't have the good intent for me, or when receiving, they don't have, you know, maybe they're not at one with themselves yet, but I'm a giver. That's all. And I will forever be a giver. It has never harmed me to give. It has harmed me to receive, so it's always best to give. Patience, number 6. Patience is a practice. Patience is a practice. With this little puppy right here, oh boy, patience is a practice. Amen and amen. And I have been practicing it. I have been practicing patience for a long time, and I've had a lot of people in my life tell me that I'm incredibly patient, and I'm proud of that. That took some work, because trust me, I haven't always been this patient. Number 7, health is wealth. As I sit here with a dentist appointment looming, I am brought more aware of this fact that health is wealth. When you're sick, you feel it. And a lot of us don't really get proactive in our health until we're sick. Hang on, I've got pause. All right, I'm back. I had to take a little break, had to feed the little puppies, and yeah, she's good. If you're interested in how we train her, how we feed her, what she eats, how, etc., details about the Kane course, so let me know. And I'll make a dedicated video with that, and we'll probably kind of show you her progress as she grows and gets older. Right now she's whining because I'm not paying her any attention. As puppies, they need a lot of attention. So yeah. Should I take her out? Alright, let me go take her out, and we'll try this again. When I say I'm too busy to make videos, this is why. Alright, we'll be back maybe. Alright, sorry for all those constant interruptions, but that is just how my daily life is when I'm babysitting. Now, anyway, so I don't even remember what was I on. Okay, I was on number 7, health is wealth. Self-explanatory. Number 8, don't. Hello. Are you done? Are you good? Are you okay? Do we need to set you up with something? Do I need to get you a toy? Something to distract? Yep, I need something to distract her. Alright. Hang on just another moment. We're back again for like the umpteenth time. Sorry guys. I did buy this like little mic setup that was supposed to help with like my volume and stuff, and I just can't figure out how to use it yet, so we're gonna hold off on that till maybe I guess the next video, because my battery is now at 14%. Is this okay? We're running. Okay, let's get back to what I was doing. I swear it's almost like she knows when I turn the camera on and decides, like, she was playing. Why are you jumping? She's scared of this camera stand. She was playing just fine a second ago. Literally a second ago. And now she hears me talking to the camera, so she wants to come and see what's going on. She's just Just curious. Anyway, where were we? Number 8, don't lease a vehicle you do not like. Do not put yourself in debt with anything that you don't think will be worth it 2 years down the road. Just don't do it. Number 9, pay your debts. If you made a mistake and did fall into something that you don't want to continue paying for, or you couldn't afford to pay for something, you still have to pay your debts. And it is important to pay them off in good time. I know it sucks. I know that paying off our debts is not fun, but trust me when I say it's better to have. Again, it ties into that peace of mind. Because if you have no debt, then you don't owe anybody anything. And because of that, your peace of mind is just better. And not only that, when you're going to buy a house or do anything kind of major in life like that, where they're looking at your debt history, and if you are a good debt payer or if you're not a good debt payer, it's good to have your debts paid off. I probably would not have gotten the house that I do have now if I had continued to ignore the debts that I had, just because I simply felt, hey, it's not fair that I have this debt. This debt was not just my debt. Like we or they, or for whatever reason, I didn't feel like it was fair for me to have to pay all of that debt. But at the end of the day, me not paying that debt was holding me back. And so when I finally did pay the debt on my own, with my own money, I struggled, I worked hard, and I paid off the debts, and it was not fun to do. But once the debt was paid, it was like a huge blanket was lifted off my shoulders, and I was able to move forward. So it was literally worth it. It was worth it. So pay your debts. Number 10, try to have no regrets. I think that maybe it was middle school was when I decided that if I was on my deathbed, I wanted to have my last breath be with no regrets, because I realized early in life that there's nothing that's worth trouble. Nothing that's worth you living this life and feeling sad about. Yeah, no regrets. So despite, life happening, I try to have no regrets. I try to, even if I make a mistake, I learn something from it, so that I'm like, well, that's the reason why I made that mistake. So something positive was gleaned from it, Number 11, learn your lessons, which, leads out of trying not to have any regrets. If you do make mistakes, if you slip up and you cheat, this is just an example. If you slip up and you cheat in a relationship, if you slip up and you lie, if you slip up and you steal, if you slip up and you do anything, right? Learn from whatever the consequence of that was, because if you keep repeating the same habits, you're going to find your deathbed early. And not only that, when you are on your deathbed and you take your last breath, all of those regrets are not going to be worth it. Trust me, they're going to feel 10 times heavier on your deathbed than they do now. So it is 100% a good idea to try to learn your lessons. There's been instances in life where it's kind of hard to be like, what was the lesson in that? Was that just to get on my nerves? But trust me, there's always a lesson in everything. There's a lesson in everything. Even if it's a simple lesson, there's a lesson. Number 12, it's okay to change your mind. Don't let outside influences or other people make you feel like changing your mind is something that is childish or flighty, or you have to stick to something just because you said that this is what you were going to do and you don't want to let other people down, and you're trying to be a woman / man of your word, etc., etc. If push comes to shove and you feel better and you know that this will be more beneficial to you to change your mind, change your mind. Change your mind. I have had instances in my life where I have been very rigid on an opinion of something. I had a strong belief of something, and new information was released to me, and I changed my mind on that. And later on, people would be like, I thought you believed this. You were so strong-minded about this like 3 years ago. And I'm like, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. And they have tried to make me feel bad about that. But at the end of the day, I feel better for changing my mind. I am better for changing my mind. So change your mind however many times you need to. Like, our mind is for growth. It is supposed to change. And don't let anybody else feel like it's not supposed to. Anybody else make you feel like it's not supposed to. There it is. Alright, so we are on number 13. Do not make emotional decisions. Try not to let your emotions control the trajectory of your life path. If you are making a decision that you think is going to impact you a lot in the future, take emotion completely out of it. Put logic in it. Unless it's something like a relationship where you have to include emotion, then yeah, don't let your emotions, if you're like super angry, you're super mad, you're like, I'm gonna chop off all my hair. Why? Because I'm pissed off at my hair. That's been something that I have done. And I wouldn't say I regretted it, but I learned my lesson and I wouldn't do it again. Number 14. It's not necessarily a lesson, but it is an understanding of why we as human beings are here on this planet Earth. I grew up and there was a few years in my life where I was like, everybody seems to not know why we're here, why humans are here on this earth doing what we're doing. And I too fell into that pot of, what are we doing here? Why am I even here? What is going on? And thanks to my spirit guides, thanks to my grandmother, thanks to my parents, thanks to self-awareness, thanks to meditation, I believe I've come up with the answer. We are here to serve others. We are here to showcase the best of us. I hate to be cliche, but to borrow this colloquialism, shine your light. We're here to shine our light. However that light glows, we're here to shine it on others. And I believe that in shining our light and in being the best of who we are, and in learning and growing and getting to that status of, or that level, that mind, that body level of, I have given so much of myself and I'm receiving so much of, there's a word for it, nirvana. When we've reached that, I believe that's when we transcend into the next lifetime. But until then, we're here to do as much of shining our light as possible, as much of serving others as possible. That's just my little opinion. That's all. Number 15, savor each day. And I'll go so far as to say savor each moment. Like, really saturate in it. Don't just have the moment. Nowadays, social media is like super huge, super big, yada, yada, yada. Everything is video. Everything has got to be perfection. Everything is more about the stage and the actors versus what's actually happening in the moment. So when you bite into mashed potato that's full of gravy, take 3 extra seconds to chew that and savor it. And then take that analogy and do that with everything in life throughout your day. And trust me, it'll change your life. Number 16, If it scares you, do it. I think I'm going to stop at 16 because at this point I am at 11 minutes. It takes me 2 days to upload a 15-minute video. And when I put all these clips together, it's going to be at least maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes. So I'm going to stop at 16, which is if it scares you, do it. As I showed in this picture, I very much navigated my younger life fear-based. So the way that I navigated my way through life was definitely very fear-based. If I was afraid of it, I probably wasn't going to do it. And that kind of blocked me in as to what I could do. Because say, for example, I'm afraid to talk to strangers. Okay, if I want to progress in life, if I want to learn what I want to learn, if I want to have the experiences that I want to have, I have to talk to strangers. And if I allowed that fear to control my life, I wouldn't live. So take whatever is stopping you, whatever fear that you have. If you go through life and you catch yourself having a fear, the only thing you should fear is fear itself. Because fear is the only thing that stops you from doing anything. Like, fear should be beneficial. Fear as a child was there to help us learn what was a smart thing to do and what wasn't. Like, hey, if I jump off this couch, I hurt myself. Now I'm scared about falling off the edge of couches, but I shouldn't let that stop me. I shouldn't let that stop me from sitting on a couch, right? So why do we let things in life stop us? Because we're fearful. Let's not do that. The minute that I catch myself being afraid of something, I remember that line, fear nothing but fear itself, and I do that thing immediately. Like, without thinking about it, without overthinking, because that's another key. Without overthinking about it, I just do it. And whatever the consequences, I learn my lesson. But 9 times out of 10, when I have done something that I've been totally terrified of, when I've come out the other end, I've been so much more happier that I did that than when it was something that I wasn't afraid of. If it's something that I'm like, oh, I'm not scared to do that, and I do it, it's not as impactful. It doesn't leave as big of a lesson to me. So do what you fear. Unless it's hurtful or detrimental to your health, because health is wealth, remember in our previous lessons. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I have more. I will make a part 2, but again, this was just getting a little too long. Hopefully, you know, the part 2 comes in good time. I do try, guys. Anyway, if you like shopping vintage items, I do have a Mercari shop where I sell vintage earrings, bracelets, all sorts of fun vintage items, among other little knickknacks here and there. And my shop on Mercari is at Shelly C Sells. So SHELLYSEASELLS. I'm going to try to put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. I also have a website, shoprayDivine.com. If you want to go there and peruse there, that website is I've had that website for some years. I have not designed any new clothing for that website because I have changed my mind on how I view consumerism. But that's again another video. Like if you liked it, comment if you have a comment, subscribe, you know, if we vibe, if you think, you know, we're a thing. I've realized that I tend to be drawn to a lot of Capricorns on social media. Capricorns and Pisces surround my life. Like, I'm drawn to Capricorns and Pisces and vice versa. So that's what I am. I'm a Capricorn, if you couldn't tell. But again, if you like this vibe, if you are interested in these type videos, if you want to see more from me, if you want to see me talk more about our Cane Corso puppy, the kittens that I have, if you want to see their journey and where they go from here, etc., etc. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Anyway, thank you for watching. I love you. You're great. Bye.